in the same game.
Yeah, I mean, for our guys to open it up the way they did, it takes a lot of the pressure off my back, trying to be so fine out there. I felt good physically. We scored 4 in the first and then another 4 in the second. And, usually I'm trying to go as deep as I can in a ball game like that, but at the same time I'm walking a tight line with their offense. You got to do a good job of attacking, but then at the same time they're taking really good pitches, and you don't want to let them get anything going, especially here at home. And the 4th inning, they were able to add 3 more runs, and after that I was able to keep them off of the pitches a little bit more. And then Otto came in, Whitlaw came in, and they did a great job stopping them.
We'll go with Sean, the 5th row in the middle.
Nate, it's great, I guess, to get those 4 runs, but you sat for 41 minutes after that inning between the long inning and the injury to Garcia. What was that like? What'd you do, and how did you cope with that layoff?
The timing of it was nice since it was at the very beginning of the game, so I wasn't, too deep into my pitch count or anything like that. So I sit down in the tunnel, and we got the net down there for the guys to hit. So I just picked up some balls and threw into the net to stay loose. Ran up and down the stairs a couple times, went up to the weight room, stayed loose up there as well. So, it really didn't bother me too much. I think it was the timing of everything, though, that helped out with it.
I'll go with Jen and then Pete.
Nate, just how important is it, I guess, to have the start that you had, just to help save kind of the bullpen and keep guys fresh? Rodriguez and Pivetta didn't have to pitch and that kind of thing. Was that all in the back of your mind as you're kind of heading in today after last night?
When we were able to score the runs, I had to try and shift, try to go out there and go as deep as I could. I knew this would be a good opportunity for me to be able to go a little deeper into the game, maybe go through the lineup more than 3 times, or try to go through them at least 3 times. And again, that's kind of like what I touched on earlier about walking that tightrope. Their offense is so good, and they can get it going at any point really. And I felt like in the 5th or going into the 6th, it was like try to get the outs as fast as possible. And Alvarez got a good swing on the ball and got on base, and then we brought in Otto. So, but for us to be able to stay away from Eddie and Pivetta is huge for us. Going into going back to Boston and hopefully having one of those 2 guys start, game 3 and 4. So,
I'll go with Pete and then Buck.
Nate, going back to 18, you guys are 5-0 after a loss in the playoffs. What do you think that says about this group, and how are you able to rally so quickly after a loss in the playoffs?
Yeah, I felt like last night it felt like we were winning a lot more than we were, and then when they were able to come back, it just kind of took the wind out of our sails. And I felt like we had a lot of opportunities to score yesterday, and the guys realized that today as well, and we were able to capitalize today and hold on to the lead till the game was over. And I think it just shows the fight and everything that we have in the clubhouse. The guys are, we realize what's at stake, and then just the at bats and stuff that we're having. We're having quality at bats up there, and we're seeing the ball well. And defense has been great. Pitching's been good, keeping us in the ball games, and it's just you keep waiting for that big moments to happen, like it did today in the 1st and the 2nd inning.
And on your far right, Buck.
Nate, there have been several times over the last 2 or 3 weeks that Alex has brought up the 0-3 start in Baltimore, and he does it without even being asked. He just kind of references it. What does that mean, you guys, as a talking point, and what do you think Alex is trying to convey when he says that?
What did you say at the beginning of the question? I'm sorry, about Baltimore?
That he brings up the 0-3 start in Baltimore, and he's done so. He did it last night, in fact, and he was asked a question. He said, well, we started 0-3 in Baltimore. So what does that mean to you as a talking point, and what is he trying to convey when he brings that up?
I mean, starting out the season 0-3 against Baltimore is not how we had drawn it up or anything like that, but I think for us to be able to turn the page from then, and I forget who we had the second series, was it Tampa, I believe, and we were able to come out, and I believe we won that series, and coming in against Tampa, a great team right there, and it's just the fight, again, like everybody has in the clubhouse. We believe in one another, we believe in the talent that we have in the room and the guys that are here now, and just everybody's able to get the job done when they're called upon.
Gabe, the microphone's behind you.
Hey, Nate, the staff is just in a slightly different place than it was in 2018, just in terms of roles and whatnot. Do you feel like you want to take it upon yourself to give the team length when you go out there and kind of suck up those innings that may not be the way it was in 18?
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime the ball is handed to me, I want to keep it as long as I can. And when AC says that's enough, it's enough. And I'm not going to question the decisions he makes, but I want to stay out there as long as possible. I think I had 81 pitches tonight, and I felt good. I wanted to keep going, but again, he made the right call, and especially at the time. And moving forward, hopefully, I'll bounce back well tomorrow and be available out of the pen game 3.
Third row, Mac.
Hey, Nate, could you just walk us through what happened when the trainer came out to look at you?
Yeah, I had the pitch when he popped up to the first baseman. I felt like I kind of overstrided, and I just felt like a little grab in my back, and that was really it. I mean, it feels fine now, but at the time it was like it felt the grab, and then I was a little hesitant on throwing the next pitch, the curveball, and it was a bad pitch, and they came out and talked, and I've had it happen before during the game, and it hasn't stopped me. So it was just one of those things in the moment. Make sure everything feels good, and I threw two fastballs to warm up, and I was fine to go. And I don't think it had any reason for them to take me out. That had a reason for them taking me out. It was just because I'd given up the hit.
Anything else for Nate? We'll finish up with Dan here.
Nate, just a thought on being 1-1, and what do you think Fenway Park will be like Monday for Game 3?
No, I mean, this is huge. We wanted to at least take one game here in Houston, and now going back to Fenway, we'll have the crowd. The crowd will be there to support us, and we got 3 big games out there in Boston, and we got to try and get the job done.